Hello, welcome to Comfy Cozy Up. So another reading vlog. So guys, I had a good week last week. I read Daisy Jones and the Six, which I did a review on. It's on my blog. I also read the fifth book in the Morgan Dane series, Secrets Never Die, and I love both of them. So I decided, last night to pick up Queenie. Now, being honest, the first 100 pages of this book, I hated it. I wanted to throw this book in the garbage. That's how upset I was about what was happening. So this is a story about a 25-year-old writer. She works for a magazine, and she just had a breakup with her boyfriend, who happens to be a white guy, green high, and they had a complicated relationship because there are times where his family weren't very much, his family was trash. That's the best way I could put it. And he wasn't much, he was that naive white guy that I feel like date black women, but wasn't sympathetic to the black struggle. Anyway, the relationship ended, but she was holding on to hope, thinking that they were on a break. And while she's on a break, she decided to just randomly date these white men that she'll pick up from any and anywhere and have unprotected sex. Then she will constantly, after the fact, go to the clinic to get checked up each time. I mean, there's about 3 or 4 visits that I've been to so far, and I'm on now page 223. She has what I call abandonment issue, and the reason why I can sense that from the get-go was because I have abandonment issue. I even did a blog post about it. I'm gonna put it in the comments, the description bar. You can go check out that blog post that I wrote back in 2016. And she is that case of a character who is struggling with feeling abandoned by her mother and now by this white guy she's searching for some kind of belonging in other white men who only wants her for sex. And it's not necessarily just them using her, she's using them as well, because she doesn't enjoy the sex, but it's just something for her to get her engaged in. Now, there's just a lot of that I just didn't like. And until I was able to really wrap my head around the character, it was like I wanted to throw the book in the trash. I felt so upset about what was happening. This is a Jamaican character, and I'm thinking, oh my God, where's your grandmother? Where is your strong women in your family that could pull your ass together? That's how I was thinking about this character. And then she has problematic friends where on the one hand they're saying positive things, and then the other hand they trash too. So she's really like having to navigate through her feelings. And the thing is, she's not dumb, because she knows what she's doing is effed up. She knows what she's doing is only damaging her, but it's like she needs someone to pull her out of it. Like she doesn't want to do it herself. Like somebody needs to come save her. So this is an example of a damaged woman looking for somebody to save her. So I still have about 100 pages to go, and I'm hoping that it wraps up in a way where I can appreciate this book, even though there's so many things about it I don't like. But I will definitely get back to it and let you guys know how I feel at the end. Now, I am behind on week 3 of Bluebird. And not because I'm not enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I feel like this is one of those, once I start reading, I don't want to put it down, and I keep stalling. But this weekend is definitely going to finish this and comment for week 3. And that's it. So right now my mom is cooking me some keto-friendly meal. So I'm gonna eat it. I also did keto cauliflower pizza for the first time, guys. So I'm gonna put a little clip of it. and it was my first time, so the crust wasn't as much as firm as much as I wanted to be. I think I put a little bit too much liquid in there somehow, but it was still good. It still held up. It just wasn't as firm as I would like. So I know my second attempt at it is probably going to be even better as I perfect it. But I definitely liked it. It tastes great. It's, you know, the only flaws I had is that, you know, I needed a little bit more practice on the crust, but I actually liked it. It tastes real good, and yeah, keto's going strong, guys. So yeah, continue. So guys, today's not turned out to be a good Friday night because I wanted to see Us. So me and my mom went to the theater, and everything for like the next 4 hours is sold out. And there is another one that we could go to, but it's just too popular with the kids, and I can't. Them kids don't know to behave in the movie theater, and I'm not having it. So I am going to chill out and pick up Bluebird for the rest of the night. I don't want to finish Queenie tonight because I feel like I need to sleep good. So so hopefully tomorrow we're gonna catch an early movie and see it. It might be better because, you know, that movie might scare the heck out of me. So it might be better to see it the daytime. But anyway, yeah. Yep. That's my Friday night right now. Yeah. Hello. So basically I'm doing a wrap up now. I finished this morning, and so Queenie is a debut novel. So this is a from Candice Carty Willams. So the writing was good. I think she did a great job as far as the writing. My issue is with the character and the story that goes with it. Now, I wanted to really love this book, so I was dissecting it, getting to really understand what was happening with the character. But it was so much contradiction to the character that it was hard for me to really like how the journey of this character is going. Now, there's a lot of things about the character that is very realistic, and there's some where I'm questioning, like, really how, or maybe it's because it's a different culture in terms of they're in London versus a Jamaican here in the US might think differently. But she is afraid of black men, and she's dating all these white men that is supposed to make her feel a certain way, but she's not dating good quality white men. These are white men who are toxic, who are disgusting. You know, they look at her as a black woman in a fetish way. Oh, I like your skin, I like your butt, your lips, these kind of gestures, and they're flat out saying it to her. So you know they're not interested in nothing else. There's times where she is in a setting with her friends who are mixed. There's, you know, she has white friends and black friends, and you know, the men sort of them in a different way compared to her, and she allows it. And I struggle with that, and this is the part of the book that I cannot co-sign on, because it was just self-hate. Because that's how this book was to me. It was a lot of self-hate going on in the story. And even there's time where she felt woke, and there's talking about Black Lives Matters and how she feels about black struggle. And then the next minute she's allowing a white man to basically just disagree all of her. Like, just, oh, this book is such a frustrating story. It's such a story that I feel, as much as I hate it, I'm going to remember this story because of some of the things that happened. She's also had a point where I was like, that's a good part. That's a good part, because she talks about older Jamaicans who are not a fan of getting counseling. And this is very true, because a lot of times it's considered a shame on the family if you're going to see a shrink. Like, we don't want no crazy people in the family. Oh no, we're not going to identify with crazy or any kind of mental illness. Even sometimes mental delay. If somebody is, your kid might come out with some kind of learning disability, we're not going to talk about that. That's very true, and it's sad to say, but my culture is very, the older culture, we're talking about the older generation, weren't really open to talking about that or even seeking that. A lot of times it was dealt with where you're going to church. Oh, you're going to church. Church going to fix everything, and not get counseling. So that part of the story, I really appreciate that she put that in there with the grandparents. But this is like a generation of damaged women in this. The grandparents, her mother, and her. And I like that she sought help, but it still wasn't. It was something that was just not right with me with a lot of what was going on. That I was frustrated. So many times I want to throw this book because I was that frustrated. And maybe that's what the author wants. And because of that, I don't know how to really rate this book because of how I feel about it. And I think it's a book where I wouldn't say not read it, but I would never say read it. I can't even encourage it. I'm so in the middle where I don't know where I stand with telling people to read this book, because some of the things that happen in there where I just was not a fan of. But I still find that I do gravitate to complicated characters, and this character was very complicated and very contradictory of herself. And not only that, she's very aware of herself. And that's another thing about this book that pissed me off. Because at first I thought she was an idiot. Because I'm thinking, no, she's fool. But no, she knows her flaws. And she knows what she's doing is wrong. Yet, she's not taking the step that she needs to. It's like she wanted somebody to swoop in and save her, fix her, without her doing the work herself. And even towards the end, she still was struggling with accepting loss, with accepting her fate of moving on with her life and finding, and she's still lucky. And that's another thing. This bitch lucky. Like, the things that happened to her, and she still ended up with friends and family that's trying to not even save them, but helping her and trying to be there and help her through her mishaps. A lot of people don't get that. And so again, this is probably my most difficult review I've ever had on a book. And I just think for a debut, she knew how to come out and piss a lot of people off, because I just know a lot of people are going to be pissed off with this story. And this is definitely a book club book, because you're going to discuss this and have a lot of different opinions, because I could see different opinions on this book. So if this is a book club section, I wish I was there with a book club to really dive into and dissect this character. So that's all I'm going to say about this book. If you read it, how did you feel about the book? I feel like I'm in the middle of the rating, but I don't even know how to rate this, and I'm probably not going. It's probably the only book I've never rated, and because I'm in the middle. So if I could, I'd probably say a 3, maybe a 2.5, 3 stars. If I do decide to rate it on Goodreads, that's where I'm going to probably be. But I don't see it past a 3-star for me, because there was so much negative that it's more negative to me than positive how I feel about the book, if you get me on that. So anyway, yeah. So thanks for watching, and yeah, have a good day.